Hey friends, it's me, Erin, your friendly neighborhood energy alchemist. I've been doing a lot of reading lately. And while I am going to link the book, I'm not trying to sell you a book. I just want to share with you some of the stuff in the book because it's been amazing. I'm reading to you from here. Close your eyes for me. Take a breath, center yourself, and just be here with me while I read this to you, okay? In order to receive a new thought, we must get silent and still. When we are able to create spaciousness in the mind, we then open ourselves up to receiving genuine inspiration. With practice and devotion, the surrendered presence of inspiration can eventually become our every waking moment. This has often been referred to as flow state, in which the mind is silent and inspiration flows, unencumbered as we are deeply present and responding in the now. When I talk about meditation and I talk about being in the flow state, that's what I'm talking about. Here's another one. By keeping us focused on the external issues of our life and blaming something outside of ourselves, we never think that something within us could be the possible source of all our problems. However, the downside of this displacement is that in the process of defending itself, the mind accidentally makes us a victim by giving our power away to an external person, place, or circumstance that it's blaming. Did you hear that? Every time you give someone the power to change your emotions, you're giving your own power away. You have the ability to choose to respond to anything that comes your way. You really do. Here's another really good one. This one really got me, I'm just going to say. We even have an entire education systems that reinforce the notion that the mind is who we are, and it should therefore be praised and developed as a personal achievement and point of pride. Yet almost all of our thoughts are actually only reflections of past experiences and beliefs that have been modeled to us by those most impactful in our lives: parents, teachers, religions, friends, advertising, or society. You are not your achievement. You are so much more than that. If you are not consciously choosing a frequency, by default, you will either become the frequency of your environment or the frequency of a past program that you're holding on to. Your reaction or response is the frequency you are choosing to align yourself to in the moment. So, if you catch yourself responding in a spicy way, maybe you're not really aligned with yourself. The last thing I want to share with you is very personally important. As someone who spent a lot of years in the scientific field and the field of medicine, I have a great respect for science, physical science, metaphysical science. I love it all. Einstein happens to be one of my personal heroes. I actually have a painting of him, like an abstract painting of him, in my wellness center. Because not only did he believe in logic, but he believed in spiritual. I encourage you to look up his papers. This is the quote by Albert Einstein that I read one day that really brought me into looking more into him, because we all have this picture of him as this physicist with all these ideas in science and the nuclear bombs and all this stuff, but he was a very complex person, and here's the quote that proves it from Albert Einstein. Quote, "Everything is energy, and that's all there is to it. Match the frequency of what reality you want, and you cannot help but get that reality. It can be no other way. This is not philosophy. This is physics." Now, quantum physics is finally starting to catch up with Einstein. Spooky action at a distance. That's what he actually called it back then. Everything's energy. Everything. Everything is frequency. Everything. You, your emotions, everything. You have the ability to choose where you want your frequency to be. But you have to make the choice. You can't just do it by default. You can do it. I believe in you.